Right now at 5:30, plans regarding the future of the Bluegrass Stockyards could be addressed by the city today. We'll have details just ahead.
Also on WKYT this morning, radioactive waste found near the Estill County community has sparked concern across the area, but state officials say they have nothing to fear.
Police are searching for whoever's responsible for an early morning gas station robbery. One of the latest from police ahead.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. We're sure glad you're along. It is your Friday, and I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. That's some good news, and also we have a double dose of good news with the weather.
We do. Nice improvements on the way, especially for the weekend. Let's check in with Micah.
Yeah, no surprise here. Still one more day of a winter day. Temperatures are in the 30s. We still have some flakes flying around. Central, south, west, we could have a couple of flurries, a couple of flakes. None of that's going to be a problem. I think if you're looking for a problem, it's going to be minor issues east of I-75. That's where you're going to see the possibility of some light accumulation. Still, roads are relatively warm, but they are much colder than where they were yesterday just due to those temperatures taking a toll on those. So we'll just have to watch that closely. I haven't heard any reports. Not just yet, but if you have any reports in eastern Kentucky, let me know. Send me a tweet or hit me up on Facebook. 37 degrees later on this afternoon at 4 p.m. Afternoon will look much better than this morning, but once we hit the weekend, man, it feels amazing. Spring-like temperatures. I'll show you how high we go coming up.
Okay, easy to enjoy. Let's get to the news now.
Yeah, it was really just a massive fire that destroyed the Bluegrass Stockyards, but the owners of that have promised to rebuild.
We've been trying to find a way forward, and now the state has announced that it is planning to help in the rebuilding process. And WKYT's Mark Barber is live from City Hall. He's joining us now with more on what the future holds for the stockyards. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. We could learn where and when the stockyards will be rebuilt in about 4 hours when the stockyards chief operations officer and the mayor meet here at the City Government Center for a press conference. Now, here's what we know so far about the future, the possible future again, of the stockyards. It appears as if they will stay in Lexington, and they are expected to rebuild near the Kentucky Horse Park. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, the state is giving the stockyards nearly $550,000 in tax incentives to rebuild in Lexington. The incentives are for the stockyards investment in a $12 million operation that would create 20 high-paying jobs in Fayette County. So where could the new stockyards be built? For that answer, we turn to Georgetown's mayor. The News Graphic is reporting that he told the city councilor earlier this week that the stockyards would likely be built on Ironworks Pike near the Fayette-Scott County line. Now, of course, we are hoping to get a much clearer picture of when the stockyards could start to take shape and the timeline for that development. Of course, we're hoping to maybe get a few more of those answers here when that press conference starts at 9:30 this morning. As always, we'll keep you updated right here on WKYT and on our website, WKYT.com. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, obviously more on that story and later this morning.
Yeah, well, those in the community were really just shocked after state officials say that low-level radioactive waste was illegally dumped in an Estill County landfill.
Waste Management says that radioactive material poses no threat, but Estill County officials say people living there are not convinced of that at this point. A lot of concerns. WKYT's Mike Byer is joining us from our live desk with continuing coverage. Mike?
State officials tell us they received a tip last month about radioactive material being dumped into the Blue Ridge landfill. The site is located off Winchester Road in Irvin, near the Estill County High School and Middle School. Upon investigating, officials discovered 47 boxes of radioactive waste, each the size of a dumpster. State officials say the boxes were dumped by a West Virginia company sometime between July and November of last year. Now, Illinois is the only state that is allowed to dump radioactive waste in Kentucky. Additionally, the radioactive level of the material that was buried was at least 340 times more than the amount that is allowed to be buried at a solid waste landfill. Now, the emergency management director with Estill County tells us the state's assured him that the public is not at risk.
We've been assured that there is no public health threat at this time, and we you know, that's the main message. That's the biggest message that we can get out there.
Now, according to the landfill owner, none of the paperwork indicated that the material was radioactive. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, Mike, obviously lots of questions there by people in the
Yeah,
area.
you can understand.
Yeah, and Lexington police have issued a warning regarding the safety of your car.
Yeah, in the last month alone, police say they've received nearly 50 reports of cars being stolen in the city. It's quite a bit.
Big number,
WKYT's
yeah.
Michelle Chamberlain is joining us live. Hello.
Yeah, it's one of those mornings you may be tempted to warm up your car as you get ready for work or get ready to go about your day, but Lexington police want you to think again. They want you to think again because there's been a spike in car thefts here in town. As a matter of fact, Lexington police say there have been 50 reports of car thefts over the past month, and out of the 50, 14 of those thefts have been cars that are running and unattended. Lexington police want to warn you that it's not safe to leave your car running and left alone, and it's actually against city ordinance too. AAA recommends using a remote starter or some type of keyless technology that allows you to lock your car while it's running. AAA also adds that with newer cars, it is no longer necessary to warm up the engine before driving, thanks to technology. So 14 of the 50 cars stolen were left running and unattended, but 16 of the 50 cars stolen had a spare key in the car, allowing the thief to easily take off with the vehicle. So just a reminder to never leave a spare key in your car or any valuables for that matter. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
All right, a large number of thefts there from those by the cars. All right, new this morning, we are tracking a developing story here in Lexington. Police right now looking for a man who left a trail of money after robbing a gas station. This happened about 3:30 this morning at the BP on Georgetown Road near Ironworks Pike. We understand a juvenile came into the store wearing a black jacket and gloves, and police say he was armed with a handgun and then fled into a field behind the store. Police say they have recovered some cash and they found tire tracks leaving the field. At this time, police are still searching for the suspect.
An Allen County man is behind bars this morning after police say he killed another man living in a nursing home. Scottsville police say a 35-year-old man who legally changed his name to The Reverend now faces a murder charge. They say his original name is Robert Reynolds. Police say The Reverend killed a 71-year-old man at the Scottsville Manor nursing home yesterday afternoon. They haven't released too many details on their investigation, but they say both men were currently living at that nursing home.
The time is 5:36 now on WKYT this morning, and a Wolfe County man is now facing charges for a deadly hit-and-run crash that happened on Christmas Eve. A grand jury indicted Keith Branham on reckless homicide and leaving the scene of an accident charges. Police say Jamie Robinson died after being hit by a car while walking on Highway 191. His family is not sure why he was walking on that road on Christmas Eve night.
He was a nice brother. He helped people if they wanted him, you know, to come and need him or something. He'd go and help them.
Police say Branham told them that he was not sure exactly what his car hit on Christmas Eve. He is now in jail on a $50,000 bond.
Well, developing overnight, investigators combing through the scene of a deadly workplace shooting in Kansas. 3
people were killed and 14 others were injured, shot by a man who police say opened fire inside a lawnmower products plant. The gunman was killed moments later. As Don Champion reports, police are trying to figure out a motive.
Investigators describe a chaotic scene inside this plant near Wichita, Kansas, when a gunman opened fire.
The shooter was actively firing on any target that came across his sights.
Police say an employee shot 15 people at Excel Industries shortly after 5 o'clock Thursday. In his hospital bed, Jesus Fierros remembered the moment he got hit.
People were just running, saying somebody was shooting, and next thing you know, I felt I got hit in the leg, and that's when I turned and started running.
A law enforcement source tells CBS News the shooter was 38-year-old Cedric Ford. He was killed in a gunfight with the first officer who got to the scene. Josh Tucker knew him.
Everything was hunky-dory. I mean, didn't seem like this kind of guy.
Before getting to the plant, investigators say the gunman randomly shot at motorists, hitting 2. Anxious family members could be seen looking for their loved ones.
I feel like I'm in a nightmare right now. You know?
Jennifer Trujillo says someone got shot right next to her husband.
I heard my husband's voice, but I won't be happy until I see him in person.
Moments later, that happened on live television.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You can come in here.
The ATF and FBI are helping with the investigation. Don Champion, CBS News.
Police say Ford used a long gun in the shooting. KWCH, the CBS affiliate in Wichita, reports he had an extensive criminal record. At last check, at least 5 of the shooting victims in the hospital were in critical condition.
Well, Republican presidential candidates turned their focus back to Super Tuesday states following a heated debate in Texas last night. Once again, much of the attention was on the frontrunner, Donald Trump. Senators Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz have been vying for second place in recent contests. They both spent quite a bit of time attacking Trump, criticizing him on topics like immigration, health care, taxes. Trump fired back at Senator Cruz for having little support in the Senate. Voters in 12 states and 1 U.S. territory will head to the polls for next week's Super Tuesday. Experts say it could be a very important day in deciding who wins the nomination.
The Bell County Sheriff's Office is crediting one of their canine dogs for helping locate an assault suspect. Deputies say Boyd Freeman's ATV crashed into a truck Tuesday night. They say Freeman punched the driver of the truck and took off. Deputies say they later found Freeman after his ATV got stuck in some mud. They say one of their new police dogs named Jax kept him from running away.
I went ahead and employed Jax because Jax could get to him quicker than I could, and so I ran behind Jax, and when I got there, Jax was in the process of trying to get him out of the vehicle.
And more information on the story. Deputies say Freeman is charged with assault, fleeing or evading, and DUI. Time this morning is 5:40, 20 before 6 on WKYT this morning. Let's check live drive traffic for the first time, see what's going on early now. Normal traffic flow reported at this hour. A lot of green on
Yeah,
there.
it looks good, you know, no major issues to report for you. It's going to be a little cold, but that is going to definitely improve this weekend when it gets warm.
Yeah, and very, very light flurries out there this morning. Should be no problem at all for you. So buckle up, make it a safe ride in. A lot more news coming up. Kentucky Morning Start here on WKYT, and we're glad you're along with us.
Yes, after this picture went viral, a little boy in Afghanistan got a special delivery from his favorite soccer player. We'll show you more when WKYT This Morning returns.
That's a cute story right there. Here we're looking on First Alert Defender Live Radar and their radar network, and a lot of those snow showers back toward the east, maybe light accumulation in some spots, but look, we're going to get rid of that today. Weekend improvements. I'll have that coming up next.
Stay now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Still some flurries, some snow showers outside early this morning. We talked about this yesterday, where the morning hours will have the best chance, maybe seeing some snow showers or some flurries, but once we get into the afternoon, it'll be long gone. And there's your look outside. Go over toward the east and northeast, and I would say up toward this location. If you go up toward the AA highway there in Mason County, there it has started pretty healthy snow shower right there. And you know, this is going to take a good 20 minutes or so before it quits. So you could get some light accumulation there in Maysville. It seems like Maysville always gets hit by that one healthy snow shower. But yeah, that's flying, moving south and southeast. Go across 64 corridor and work your way back toward the Mountain Parkway, still looking at some snow showers flying around. None of this is going to be a big issue. However, you still have the opportunity at some light accumulation across the roads. And I say the roads for eastern Kentucky because that's where your best bet is. But you know what? The roads are still relatively warm. You can still get some of that sticking out and about. I haven't heard of any issues. I'm just saying that as a possibility just looking at radar. You get into the Appalachians, and that's when you start to get some accumulation, but it's not much. 32 degrees now in Richmond. That goes for London, and then work your way back toward, say, Somerset. Go up 27 through Pulaski County, and you go into Somerset and Science Hill. Work your way northbound through Lincoln and Garrett. All looks well this morning. Frankfort 127, things look just fine. Still some snowflakes flying around, but no major issues. Highway 11, as you work your way from Bath into Fleming County, that could be not a bit of an issue, but you could get a healthy snow shower over you. So the morning chance is there, afternoon not so much. This snow chance fades away around 8 to 9 a.m. The weekend, Springfield feels really good, and another storm next week that we're going to be eyeing as we get closer. So let's really break it down for you. Today, during the morning, you have that snow chance, 8 to 9 a.m. Works its way on out, and you really don't have a chance for the rest of the afternoon off into the weekend. Chilly, though, temperatures there in the 30s. We hit Saturday, much better conditions. We're talking about temperatures in the 50s for highs. So really good feel Saturday, and it gets even better on Sunday. Gusty winds 30, 40 miles per hour. I mean, really gusting in, coming in from the south and southwest. And that always helps us out this time of year with highs They're in the 60s. We may even reach 65 degrees in some spots. Heck, by the time it's all said and done, we may hit 70 degrees. I mean, we did that last weekend. Why can't we do it this weekend? It's kind of the same setup, so we'll see how that turns out, but mid-60s are expected. Monday is our next best chance to see anything fall out of the sky after this morning, and then next week, it's going to be that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. We start to see another system roll through. 60 to 35 is a big drop. But it's not too far of a drop. It's not teens and 20s. So that is a big deal for me. I don't know about you guys.
I was going to say, that's judgment, I guess. But you're right. It's better than it could be, I guess. 5:47 is
could
the
be
time.
Worse.
It
yes.
Sure could. It could be colder. All right, there's a 5-year-old boy living in Afghanistan who got the surprise of a lifetime thanks to his favorite soccer player.
This is Murtaza Ahmadi. He loves soccer, and his favorite player is Argentina's Lionel Messi. Just recently, a photo of the little boy wearing a makeshift Messi jersey went on Facebook and went viral. Because his family can't afford one, Ahmadi's brother made him a jersey out of plastic bags. After seeing the photo himself, the soccer superstar said it really moved him, so he signed 2 of his jerseys and sent them to Ahmadi and his brother. Family members say they've never seen the boys happier. Now that is a tearjerker. That's just so sweet. I love that.
Stepping up.
Oh.
Looks like he might be a good soccer player too sometime.
He looks happy. Coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
Also, we'll check traffic for you this morning. We have health news. All of our top stories are on the way here on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. 5:51 is the time, and it is your Friday.
Yeah, it's worth repeating, right?
It is.
We have a look at some of the stories we're working on right now.
Our news team is busy this morning. The future of bluegrass stockyards could be addressed today. According to the Herald Leader, the stockyards will receive more than $500,000 in state tax incentives to rebuild in Lexington. The mayor and the stockyard COO are expected to hold a news conference in just a few hours with some additional details. That is coming up about 9:30.
New this morning, police are looking for whoever's responsible for leaving a trail of money after robbing a gas station. Happened around 3:30 in the morning at the BP on Georgetown Road near Ironworks Pike. Police say the suspect was armed with a handgun and went into a field behind the store. That's where he escaped, according to police. Police still searching for that suspect. Authorities in Kansas are trying to figure out exactly what led to a very deadly shooting spree near Wichita Thursday.
Police say 38-year-old Cedric Ford opened fire on several people at 3 separate locations in Heston, including a lawn care products factory where he worked. At least 4 people died, including the shooter, who was killed in a confrontation with the police. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders make a last-minute pitch to minority voters ahead of Saturday's primary in South Carolina. A recent poll shows Clinton leading Sanders among black and Hispanic voters nearly 2-1. Sanders campaigned in Chicago Thursday night, hitting the former Secretary of State on her vote for the Iraq War and on campaign finances.
Researchers in Boston say they discovered a key abnormality affecting the brains of people with Down syndrome.
And the new information is doctors found genetic changes in white matter that altered brain development. They hope the findings may help target new treatments. Transgender children with family support have better mental health. That's according to researchers at the University of Washington. They found children under 12 who were allowed to change their names, clothing, and pronoun use had no more anxiety or depression than other children.
Well, neurosurgeons report a new cooling technique during brain surgery can better protect the brain and the patient's ability to speak. Doctors at NYU say that lowering the temperature specific areas of the brain, in those specific areas of the brain, and verbally checking with the patient during surgery had the best results. Let's get a check right now on today's traffic trouble spots, if there are any to speak of. Really none that we're hearing of. With a look at live drive traffic, things look pretty good on your Friday. Time to check now what's making news online with Bill.
All right, one thing on WKYT.com is that we do have the closing bar up this morning, and that is because of the closing there in the Mercer County school system. They are having some illness over there, and they're also having a non-traditional instructional day. And also Harlan County wanted to make sure that everybody knows they are open today. So that's a couple of things on our closing list this morning. All right, we'll have more information about the supposed reopening of the Bluegrass Stockyards. Mayor Jim Gray holding a news conference. The state is going to pitch in. We expect to learn more about that this morning. We'll stay on top of that on air and online. We have continuing coverage of the dumping of low-level radioactive material material at an Estill County landfill. There are lots of unanswered questions, but the state says there should be no risk to anyone except possibly those who had contact with the containers. WKYT Sean Moody went to Chicago to talk with Lexington firefighter Matt Logsdon and his family. Logsdon battling cancer and thanking those back home who are supporting him. You can check out that touching story on demand on our website. We're keeping a close eye on Frankfort as bills are moving through the legislature. One that would strengthen Kentucky's dogfighting laws is apparently getting some traction over there. Some watchdog journalism gets results. Kentucky.com reporting on changes that Fayette County's PVA will make immediately after an expose on how large lots often get taxed as farms and get huge tax breaks. And by the way, PVA David O'Neill will be our guest on Kentucky Newsmakers this weekend. Also, I've tweeted just a minute ago, Lexington Councilman Razor Roy Durbin, who was also a Southside barber for 50 years, has died at age 83. More on that later. And CBS This Morning follows us at 7 with your eye opener, and we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest news anytime, WKYT.com.
We still have some snow showers flying around. It's one more winter day, and then spring will kind of peek its head on in here this weekend. There's the look over toward the east. I would say east of I-75. That is your best bet. To maybe see some light accumulation here and there. It's not a big issue, but it is still there. I just can't rule that out. Haven't heard any reports across 64, Highway 11, 68 heading up toward Maysville. Maysville getting a good healthy clip of a snow shower at this moment. Temperatures are there in the 30s. They really haven't budged the past 24 hours, and they're not going to that much as we slide off into the afternoon. Your snow chance really starts to die out by 8 or 9 a.m. Then we hit the afternoon, and afternoon's mostly cloudy at 37. So yeah, it's a chilly day today, but it's not that bad. Now as we head towards your weekend, it will feel much better. If you're about to take off and you got to leave us, have a good day and have a good weekend. If not, stick around. We got more on WKYT News coming up in just a couple of minutes.